The Indian Premier League, it isn't just a cricket tournament, right? It's a massive, global financial powerhouse. But, every giant hits a ceiling eventually. And for the very first time, people are asking some pretty serious questions. The big one being, has the IPL actually peaked? Let's get into it. I mean, this is the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? After more than a decade of what feels like non-stop, explosive growth, could the party finally be winding down for the IPL? Let's find out.
Now, this whole conversation isn't just coming out of nowhere. It's not just stuffy boardroom chatter. The debate really caught fire when reports showed a dip in the league's ecosystem valuation, which is basically the value of the league plus all its related business stuff. And that got people talking about two huge challenges: a sudden drop in sponsorship money, and of course, the fact that its biggest stars are about to retire.
And this is where the debate gets really interesting. This Reddit user kind of nails the feeling a lot of fans have. Sure, losing legends like Dhoni, Kohli, and Rohit is gonna hurt, no doubt. But the league is a machine, right? It'll just create new stars. But is it really that simple? Let's dig a little deeper into the case for a slowdown.
Okay, first up, let's look at the argument that the IPL is hitting the brakes. There are two big things that keep coming up as potential roadblocks to all that growth we've gotten used to.
The first one is a massive financial hit. The government recently banned sponsorships from real money gaming companies to try and clamp down on online gambling, and that move basically turned off a giant fire hose of cash that was just flooding into the league. And just to give you an idea of how much money we're talking about, before the ban, one fantasy sports company offered a prize pool of over $6 million for one single IPL match. That's the kind of cash that was bankrolling sponsorships all over the league, and poof, it's just gone. Okay, the second argument is less about cold hard cash and more about something you just can't buy, that one-of-a-kind, irreplaceable star power. We're talking about the fact that the league's biggest, most iconic names are all getting close to hanging up their boots. And this comment right here, it just perfectly explains the problem. This user makes an amazing point. These guys, Rohit, Kohli, Dhoni, they became true pop culture icons before social media put everyone in their own little bubble. They crossed over into the mainstream in a way that feels almost impossible today. So the real question is, can any new player really capture that same kind of magic? So you hear all that, and you're probably thinking, okay, yeah, the league might be in a bit of trouble. But here's where the story takes a huge plot twist. Because the actual numbers behind the IPL, they tell a completely different and way, way more optimistic story.
Okay, get this. Despite all those headwinds we just talked about, the league's total business valuation actually grew. It went up by 6.5% this year to a mind-boggling $16.4 billion. I mean, that one number just blows up the whole idea that the IPL is peaked.
And the engine firing up all that growth, it's right here. It's the media rights. The latest 5-year deal is worth $6.2 billion. That's nearly triple the last one. This is the absolute lifeblood of the entire league.
And to put that into perspective for you, on a per-match basis, the IPL is now more valuable to a broadcaster than the English Premier League, more valuable than the NBA. The only league on the entire planet that's ahead of it is the NFL. Just let that sink in.
So how does all this money actually work? Well, it all goes into something called the Central Revenue Pool. The easiest way to think about it is like a giant piggy bank that the BCCI, the Board of Control for Cricket in India, fills up with all that cash from the huge media and sponsorship deals. And the way they share the money is just genius, and it's the key to the whole league's stability. The BCCI keeps half, and the other half gets split up equally among all 10 teams. And that's the crucial part. It doesn't matter if you finish first or dead last, you get the exact same massive slice of the pie. It guarantees that every single team is financially stable. But wait, that central cash drop? That's only part of the story. The franchisees themselves are incredibly smart businesses. They're building their own little empires right on top of that guaranteed paycheck.
And this takes us right back to that star power debate. Just look at this. The two teams with the highest brand valuations are Chennai Super Kings and the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. And who plays for them? Dhoni and Kohli. This proves without a doubt that even as they near retirement, these stars are still gigantic financial assets.
And beyond their star players, these teams are hustling. They're not just sitting back and waiting for a check.
They're out there getting their own jersey and helmet sponsors, they're selling tickets, they're selling tons of merch, and they're even selling off pieces of their teams to private investors. They are serious business operations.
So you have to ask, if the league is already this big, how much bigger can it possibly get? Well, this is where the whole argument flips from has it peaked to, oh man, it's just getting started. Okay, this comparison right here is so revealing. Right now, IPL teams get like 75 to 80% of their money from that central pot. But if you look at big US leagues like the NFL, their teams make over half of their own money. And that's not a weakness for the IPL. It's a massive, totally untapped opportunity for growth.
And you know, maybe the biggest growth driver of them all has nothing to do with cricket. The future of the IPL is completely tied to the future of the Indian economy. You can almost stop thinking of it as just a sports league and start seeing it as a high-growth investment in the rise of the world's next economic superpower.
Think about it. As India's economy keeps growing, the disposable income of 1.4 billion people grows with it. And more money in people's pockets means more power to buy tickets, to buy merchandise, to pay for subscriptions. The potential spending power of the fan base is about to absolutely explode.
So yeah, while some people are seeing a peak, the real story is this fascinating paradox. The league is facing some real challenges for sure, but it's also sitting on an economic launchpad that's unlike anything else in global sports. It's already number 2, so the only real question left is, what's it going to take to get to number 1?